How's it going, everybody? So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the colorized version of the Ronin from Star Wars Visions. So I thought the Celebration exclusive, the Ronin and R5D56 was an awesome set, beautifully displayed, and I really liked the desaturated look of each figure, and that wired robe was just killer. So I was going to skip this, but the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? The Ronin is a great character from a great episode in Season 1, and I'm genuinely curious how this plastic, non-wired robe is going to behave. So I'm glad I picked this up. And of course, the Ronin comes in this box, Star Wars The Black Series up top. Through the window, you can see the figure. He comes with his lightsaber, as well as this other accessory. So I thought this was a Shoto saber, but I either heard from someone or read somewhere that this was a blaster. I mean, it does look like it has sort of a trigger on it. I'm not sure. Comment below if you know for sure what this is, because I'm starting to second guess myself. Over here we have the Ronin. He is number 1 in the Visions line, and I'm very curious as to what they're going to do with this line. I hope we get more. And down here we have Star Wars Visions. You've got the wraparound window on this side of the box, and on this side you have that picture. It's okay. The face is kind of messing with me, but overall it's all right. I am loving the blue for the Visions line. That's nice. On the top, you got nothing, and on the bottom, you got the barcode, tiny print, and some logos. And there's the back. You got the same picture that's on the side. You have a bio in various languages, and this bio is the same bio that's on the Celebration exclusive. Again, he is number 1 in the Visions line, and then you have all this tiny print down there. And this bio says, the mysterious Ronin becomes an unlikely hero to a small forest village when he defends them from a Sith bandit and her crew. All right, I'm going to get this colorized version of the Ronin out of this box, and let's take a look at him. And here is the colorized version of the Ronin out of the box, and this guy looks good. It's a nice looking figure. It's the same as the other one. It's just in this case, it's not desaturated, and you have the plastic robe instead of the cloth wired robe. Now, for this fella, I am partial to the wired one, but this plastic one looks way better than I expected. I mean, I am genuinely impressed with this robe. But let's take a close look at the figure. So everything's the same as far as the body, but the face, I think they did a nice job with the skin tone. The eyes look good. The beard. So in certain light, the beard will sort of reflect the light, and it makes it look silver. It's kind of cool. But yeah, the face looks great. The hair sculpt looks incredible. I'm loving the hair. Got a little doodad back there holding the ponytail. And as far as his outfit, it's just his black gi, the white shirt underneath. Lots of detail, lots of nice wrinkles. The pants look great. Coming back to these sleeves. So the sleeves, you have so much detail. Beautiful sculpt, how they're sort of tattered. Looks fantastic. Got some silver up there. Hands look good. Forearms, pants. Lots of good detail. Lots of lines in the pants. A little white belt. And that's what his back looks like. Okay, just more of the same. Lots of lines, lots of wrinkles. And then down here we have skin tone. Okay, his lower leg. And then for the shoes, you have just a tremendous amount of detail on these feet. It just looks awesome. But coming back to this plastic robe, you have so much detail that obviously can't be captured in cloth. It's nice and soft. You have these tattered ends on these two little things that hang down. These things totally get out of the way. Very soft. You have this, but the back, all this detail back here, all these wrinkles and folds and tears and tattered edges. You got a hole there. Good looking robe. It's sort of blowing in the wind, and a sculpted hood back here. All this, how it's tattered. It looks great. I mean, from head to toe, it's a nice looking figure. And as far as articulation on the Ronin, he has so much range in his head. This is very nice. And then for arms, they get up that far. Then he has some excellent butterfly joints. The elbows do get past 90. That's great. Swivel at the elbow. Now the forearm itself is on a ball inside the sleeve there, so you have movement in every direction at just the forearm, and then the wrists have vertical hinges. So that's pretty good. And then same thing on the left arm. And then from midsection, some swivel and some crunch, some back, and some decent side-to-side tilt. For legs up, they get up that far. And again, this plastic robe is so soft and flexy, it just totally gets out of the way of everything. The legs can go out all the way. They go back that far. And the fact that this guy's all black, it's very hard to see. But at the hip joint, there's no thigh cut, but you do have some, some pivot there. And then for knees, they just get almost to 90. It's very close. And then swivel at the knee. And then he also has lower leg swivel. And then feet all the way down. They go up. Let's see. Come on, foot. that much, and he does have some swivel at the ankle. So the articulation on the Ronin is very, very good. Tons of range in the head. The elbows are great. And I think the Ronin was the first figure to have these ball-jointed forearms. I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was a first, and it's pretty awesome. The legs are good. Now, I do wish there was a touch more range in the knees, but overall, I think it's great, and this guy's super posable. And before we look at accessories, I just want to show you guys the robe right here. This little piece can unpeg, and you can actually take the robe off. So let me do that real quick. All right, there we go. So that's what he looks like with no robe on, and you can get a better look at his outfit. So much detail. I mean, it's nice, and that's what the robe looks like off of him, and this thing is nicely detailed. Super soft. I just love that. But yeah, that's what he looks like. I don't think I'll ever pose him like this. Yeah, but there you are. And as far as accessories, let's start with this one. So when I reviewed the other one, the Celebration exclusive, this is what I thought was a Shoto saber, just a short saber. But again, I either heard from someone or read somewhere that this was a blaster. And that does look like a little trigger there on a handle. And it is inside of a sheath, okay? Like it's got a little strap there on top holding it in. But there's some good detail on the grip there. I guess that's a trigger. I don't know. And then the actual sheath itself looks like that. Yeah, pretty cool. You have a peg there to stick it on his belt. Yeah, that's what that looks like. And that's what it looks like in his hand. It's very loose, okay? He doesn't hold that very well. But the trigger, or what would be the trigger finger, is sitting right on what looks like a trigger. But that's that. I don't think I'll ever pose him with this. I mean, this is just going to go on his belt. But I want you to get a good look at it. And next up, we have his lightsaber. And this thing's beautiful, the colorized version. It looks really, really nice. I mean, the hilt there, kind of a brownish color with some light gray, the gold, good looking hilt. Just loving that. That's what the blade looks like. It's a pretty good shade of red. I like it. And then the sheath, great detail on the sheath. I mean, it's the same as the other one. It's just this one is colorized. You got some goodies down there and all this. Yeah, this is nice. So for those that don't know, I'm sure many of you do, but for those that don't, his saber is broken. It's ignited all the time. So what he did was he made this sheath from the saber hilts of all the Sith that he defeated. I think that's pretty cool. And the sheath itself has some holes in it up top. That's just awesome. Yeah, this is a nice looking weapon right here. But before I put the saber in his hand, I am going to go ahead and put both weapons on his belt here. So there's a couple of holes right there. So you slip the sheaths underneath this belt and they plug in those holes. So let me do that real quick. There we are. It's a little tricky, okay, but there's enough room between him and this white belt to kind of slip him in there and peg him in. And this white belt is actually attached right back here, okay, so you don't have to worry about it sliding around or falling off. But that's what that looks like. So now let's get him in some saber poses. So the fact that he has so much range in the elbows and the forearms and the wrists, you can have him drawing his saber like that, and that looks awesome. And here he is, kind of the same thing, but a reverse grip. And here he is with the saber in one hand, kind of a wide stance. This figure stands up very well. I think that looks good. And here he is in an even wider stance with the saber way out here. And you can definitely get two hands on this hilt. And here it is out in front of him, still two hands on the hilt. I think that looks pretty cool. And you can almost get both hands over the head while still holding on to the hilt. And the fact that he has so much range in the wrist and the forearms, you can have both hands on the hilt and the saber blade parallel to the floor. Yeah, this figure is super posable. I mean, he's got incredible articulation, and this plastic robe really gets out of the way. But for display purposes, I may just leave him something like this, just with the saber in two hands, kind of a basic pose. I think this looks fine. So let's go stick him on the shelf, and let's see how he looks there. And there he is on the shelf, and I think he looks really good. I'm kind of blown away at how good he looks. So here's the Celebration exclusive, the desaturated one with the wired robe, which looks amazing. But this one with the plastic robe does not look bad at all. I think the skin tone looks nice in this light. The saber, the gold there really shows up. Yeah, he looks nice there. I'm very, very happy I grabbed this one. So bottom line, I think this is an outstanding figure. And even though I have the other one, I'm still very happy I picked this up. But I totally get why some would skip this one, right, if they have the other one. I get it. That's totally cool, but I am blown away at how good this one looks. This plastic robe is way better than I thought it would be. Saber's beautiful. This one does look good on the belt. The face looks good. I mean, it's just a nice looking figure. Super happy with it, but just like always, I would love to hear from you all, so comment below and let me know what you think of the Ronin from Star Wars Visions. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else that I would love for you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It's the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll get sneak peeks to upcoming videos and custom emojis and loyalty badges, and even some exclusive members-only content. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you all so much for watching. See y'all next time.